What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. Big shout out to my dog, Alistair Scott 7139 for coming through and boosting up the coin. So, we got some mad news for you, man, right now regarding Terence Crawford. The Ring Magazine Twitter channel leaked this photo here. Terence Crawford posting his weight on Instagram today. 186 pounds. Oh, and a side serving of bust. He must have, come on, man. What's Crawford doing, jerking himself off on the, what's it called, on the scale? Look at this dusty scale. Can you see that there? Is that me or come on? I'll zoom in. That's dirty. Come on, people. Yeah, he busts on the scale for whatever reason. I don't know what. But that is definitely. What would you call that then? Stop playing with me. That's mad, nasty Nick, man. Terence Crawford's a nasty Nick, man. Clean that scale, boy. Come on, people. Look at that there. That's bust, bro. Right. What's that there? Can't even read the numbers. How are you going to put out a public. What's the word? How are you going to put out a public statement? Oh, I'm really heavy. And feature a side serving. You can argue, OIB, it is a side serving of premium pound for pound bus, but still, we don't need to see that, man. Come on, people. That's not the one. Anyway, on to the intended topic. 186 pounds. So it explains now. I remember before the Errol Spence fight, Crawford was complaining, saying, yeah, even 147 is hard for me to make. So if you're walking around at 186, people were saying Canelo probably don't walk around much heavier than that. Obviously, it's different though. I'm not sure what kind of shape Crawford is in. Now, I've been doing some digging. Yeah? Essentially, I've been trying to find some pictures of Crawford recently to get a gauge, because I haven't really noticed it. Normally, when Devin Haney puts weight on, Devin Haney walks around like, I don't know, 180-ish. When he walks around 180-ish, Robert Dingy looking ass, Mr. Blobby looking ass, Michelin Man looking ass. You see that one there? But Crawford here, this photo was 3 weeks ago, and he looks the same. His face hasn't blown up. Obviously, he's got baggy clothes on. So again, I've done some more digging trying to find him naked or with less clothes on, pause. But it's been difficult. What I was able to find, but unfortunately I can't verify the age of it. This clip came out. Wait a minute. What kind of wig does Crawford have in this picture? Oh, it must be. Yeah, this video must be fake then. Yeah, because Crawford's got a number 2 or 3 in this video. So it's probably old. Yeah, it must be old. That's annoying. That's bare annoying. Yeah. He's got a number 3 all over. They give him the unk cut. So in this video, Terence Crawford's got the 60-year-old unk cut. Yeah. That's what he's got. In this one, he's got some other thing on top of his wig. Longer hair that's been cane-road or something like that. So, who knows what this... Well, we can assume this photo is 3 weeks old. So, I mean... He looks lean to me. His knuckles are ashy though. He needs some baby lotion, man. Where the cocoa butter at for this ashy nigga's hands? Come on, man. Stop playing with me, man. Got ashy. Look at these ashy. Look at ashy knuckles, man. You stop playing. Look at these ashy knuckles. How are you gonna be worth 50 million and you got ashy looking knuckles, man? Look at this guy here. Look at this guy. Look. You can see it. Come on, man. Oh, AB, you're light skinned. You be doing all the self care. Hey, man, my knuckles are soft looking. See these knuckles here? They soft. Yeah, that's what they are. They soft. See this face here? Look, this is a lotioned face, man. Stop playing with me. Anyway, listen. Back to the point of this video. 186 pounds. The reason for me it's so important to see his shape. Is he Anawaki? And he's gonna go in there. 186 on fight night, strong as an ox. We know he's already an inch or 2. Didn't we have a face-off? No, we didn't have a face-off. Crawford and Canelo together. But on paper, Canelo, I think he's an inch or 2 smaller. Let's have a look. Oh, look, here's a video here. Here's a video. We got a leak. They're about this. To be fair, they're about the same height, actually. Interesting. You'd probably argue it's difficult to tell because of how the photos. Crawford's at the back, which makes him appear smaller. Is it? I don't know how it works, but either way, I mean, these guys aren't big, are they? Amanda Serrano's a 130-pound woman. She's probably got high heels on, though, innit? One of them ones. Either way, we can assume Crawford doesn't have high heels on. We can assume Carrot Top doesn't have high heels on. More or less to the same height. You'd probably lean towards Crawford by an inch. Let's see what the official record is. And again, Jamal Charlo was like 5'1" or something. 6'1", sorry. And he got punched up. Callum Smith was 6'3", he got punched up. Kovalev 6'2", punched up. So not going to make a scrap of difference. And they were big men as well. But Canelo on paper, he's not 5'7", but they say he's 5'7". That's what they allege. He's not. He's 5'5". Same as Floyd. Floyd says he's 5'8". Never really 5'8". He's 5'5", manlet. Yeah, his manlet status is in 100%. Where was Crawford at? 5'8". So yeah, maybe the numbers are correct. So Crawford's not going to have a big reach. Well, certainly his height. He's not going to have a massive height advantage. The reach is 74. He does have the orangutan-looking arms, I believe. Canelo's got more of the sawn-offs. Bash! Yeah, Canelo's 70 and a half. So there's about 3 inches of same height, more or less. Half an inch, and 3.5 inches of reach. But look at Fury. What Fury showed was he had 10 inches of reach and 10 inches of height. It didn't make a scrap of difference. Footwork's going to be important here. Crawford, you'd argue, has the better footwork. But when Canelo's in there, yeah, stalking you. Madrimov, yes, he's more tricky than Canelo. He's more herky-jerky, but he's not as active. Why was Crawford so shook of Madrimov for? It doesn't really make sense. Some people are saying, well, he was trying to lure Canelo in. A bit like when people say, oh, Usyk looked bad against Chisora. He was trying to lure AJ in. I don't believe that, but that's what the narrative was. Canelo's 34. That's the other thing I think people are overlooking. You've got Crawford's old, man. He's like 38. He's 37, going to be 38 this year. Yeah, he's 38 this year. By the time the fight happens, he'll be 38 years old. That's mad. For little fighters. Smaller fighters, they tend to burn out a lot quicker. Canelo's, whatever you say about him, he's a naturally bigger fighter. Although he's over the hill, to tell the truth. He's over the hill. He's not as... No one can sit here and say he's looked the most phenomenal he's ever looked. Particularly when he went life and death with Munguia. I'd say it was a kind of an 8-4 type of fight. He went life and death with him. That dude's Serace, the French Donny, boshed him in his mouth and knocked him right out. Do you know what I mean? So, Canelo's over the hill. I've still got him winning though. I think Crawford's going to feel the power. Yes, he's very good. He's potentially great at his weight classes. But there's a reason. Jamal Charlo's, whatever you say about him, he's not a punk. If that makes sense. Jamel, he can fight in his own weight classes. He's not a complete, pick someone. He's not an Otto Wallin who's just scared to death. He got in there with Canelo. He felt the shots. Same as Callum Smith. He's not a punk like that, right? You wouldn't look at Callum Smith's career and say, yeah, we knew he was going to bottle it. Them man, they felt something in there with Canelo they hadn't felt before, right? Is it the case, it's the big occasion got him scared? It's possible. We're talking about unified, undisputed champions here. Callum Smith, unified champion. Jamal Charlo, undisputed champion. These guys ain't just going to be turned off for nothing. If they got in there, yeah, and Canelo had Paulie Malignaggi power, do you think they'd have been cacking their pants? No, they've felt something in there that during their 15, 20-year boxing career, they never felt before. They were scared to throw their hands, scared to death to throw their hands. And really, outside of Beterbiev, The two names that come to mind that I've seen people hit them, or they hit people and people don't want to know any more about it, is Beterbiev and Canelo. Even Kovalev was proper. Yes, he was over the hill. Yes, he was off the liquor. But still, it was all tappy shots. He wasn't standing. He was scared to death of Canelo, is the truth. It was all kind of arm shots. He wasn't really digging in. So if Kovalev, a 175-pounder, over the hill or not, Kovalev went on to beat Pulev, I believe. Let me check that. At heavyweight, and yes, Pulev at the time was old as well. He was like 43. Let's check that for the record. I made it up. I made it up, people. I made it up. He fought Pulev's brother. No good. Apologies for that. That was a bad bar. That was a lie. He didn't beat Pulev. Not Kurbrat Pulev. He beat his moody brother. Anyway, Kovalev was a big 175-pounder. Big old 175-pounder. So there's a narrative here. Yes, Bivol did well. Bivol's a big old 160. Bivol was a proper 168. Canelo's not. Canelo really, if he wasn't lazy, Canelo's a bit like Floyd. Floyd was never a 147-pounder. He'd get in the ring like 149. He should have really, if he was scared about it or really competitive, if he felt the division was really competitive, he'd have been at 140. He had the luxury, like Canelo has to some extent, of saying, you know what, I'm good enough that I don't need to cut weight. I'm just going to not stress myself out. I'm going to go in there more or less around my fight weight, which is 168 for Canelo or 147 for Floyd, and fight people without cutting a bunch of weight. Because that's what most fighters hate, is cutting weight. It's a chore. So if you're good enough not to do that, you won't do it. The point I'm making, Crawford, he could cut weight today and get down to 147 still. So you got a 147-pounder fighting a 160-pounder. And this 160-pounder, when he hits dudes at 168, like Callum Smith, like Jamal Charlo, they don't want nothing to do with it. Kovalev, they don't want nothing to do with it. These are big men. So my base case is Crawford's going to get hit in. And let's not forget, Crawford got in there with a dude who's had 10 fights, Madrimov. Yes, he's herky-jerky, but he wasn't throwing his hands a whole bunch. He's herky-jerky, but wasn't throwing his hands. And Crawford was, I don't know what he was doing. He was just running around for 10 rounds. And even when he put his foot down, even when Crawford put his foot down and started exchanging, it wasn't like, whoa, he blew Madrimov's head off. Was it? Let's call it a spade. It wasn't like, whoa, Madrimov's ready to go. Crawford put a shift in the last 2 rounds, and yeah, he won them decisively, but it wasn't. And that's a one. Madrimov's an unproven dude with 10 fights. An unproven dude, not known as. Madrimov's never been a guy who's known to be, he hits you once and he puts a life of fear of God into you. So you got Madrimov with questionable power, questionable experience, and 2 weight divisions below where Canelo is. And with all due respect, some people said that Madrimov won that fight. I didn't think that. I had Crawford winning it 7-5, maybe 8-4. It was close though. It wasn't a blowout. So if you're having a life and death with Madrimov, and people say, yeah, but why he was taking it easy on purpose. To believe that, this was Turkey's coming to America card. This was supposed to be Crawford's big, yeah, he's here, the big ununified pound for pound undisputed champion. Is Crawford really that calculating? Yeah, don't look good so we can get Canelo in. At that point, Canelo wasn't interested at all. And he still wasn't until a month ago. I don't buy that. If you can spark someone out, yeah, you spark them out, I believe. And there's no one's that tactical. I've got a fight booked with another world champion at the weight division above, but I'm going to play 5-dimensional chess and not look too good. No. If you could have sparked Madrimov out in round 1, he'd have sparked him out in round 1, I believe. And besides, whether the first 10 rounds were stinkers or not, the last 2 he tried, but it wasn't phenomenal. And even during the 10 rounds, the first 10, Madrimov was clopping him. Dung, dung, dung. Yes, he took the shots. I'm not sure he's going to take it I can guarantee he won't take it as well. Madrimov's shots, he's not going to take as... Sorry, Canelo's shots, he's not going to take as well as Madrimov's. Madrimov's not a puncher. He's not at all. Let's have a look at his resume. Madrimov. And he's brand new to the game. The guy's had 10 fights. Yeah? Crawford had a life and death with a man with 10 fights who's not known as a puncher. Look. I don't know who's even fought. I don't even know who he's fought. Never heard none of these guys, to be fair. Never heard none of these guys. This guy can't punch. Madrimov can't punch, people. Look. He had a 12-rounder with Eric Walker. And it went 12 rounds. He had a 10-rounder with this dude here. It went 10 rounds. He had a 10-rounder with Rafael Agaboki, who's a 1-star fighter. It went the distance. Madrimov's not a massive puncher. And Crawford that was Crawford's limit. Madrimov's an inexperienced dude who's not a puncher. And he's smaller than Canelo. And he had all he could handle. Crawford couldn't handle no more, from what I saw. So you have to believe it was a mass... Yeah, Crawford was so just chilling out. He was working 1 out of 10. That's the only way he beats Canelo. And even then, even if he was chilling out, it was a whole different ball game when Canelo whacks you. Yeah, you can talk about footwork all you want. But when you feel power from someone, footwork sometimes is all you have left, as you saw with Jamal Charlo. Once you feel the power, you think, no, forget the angles and trying to hit back. I'm just trying to survive. Look at Bivol versus Beterbiev. He weren't interested in no throwing hands. He was trying to survive in there. And these are seasoned dudes. We saw how hard Bivol was, right? So it's all... People can be hard in one fight. Bivol can look hard against Canelo. He gets in there with Beterbiev, a bigger man. Same weight, but you get the point. Canelo was undersized. So Bivol was able to turn out a smaller Canelo, no problem. Bivol gets in there with a man who's of the similar ilk to Canelo, that makes sense. Canelo's a pound-for-pound puncher at 160 or 168. Beterbiev's a 175 pound-for-pound puncher. And Bivol didn't want nothing to do with it. Crawford's now getting in there with a dude who's a pound-for-pound puncher at 168. And this guy can't punch with toffee. And he had from what I saw, Crawford had all he can handle with Madrimov. Never mind 2 extra weight classes. Never mind the pound-for-poundness of the power. Never mind the style. He's coming straight at you. Them legs get tired. Look at Plant. Plant loves to faff around. His legs got tired, man. When you got a bigger man weighing on you, and you can say, well, IB, look at Usyk. Skills pay the bills. They do, but Fury's leaky deaky, man. Yeah, Tyson Fury's leaky deaky. He ain't coming in like this, stalking your ass. He's like, you can hit him everywhere, right? And twice on a Sunday. It's not the same. When you got a little dude with a little neck stalking you. Then again, though, actually, think about it. Look at Pitbull Cruz. Pitbull Cruz is... I think Canelo is more Pitbull Cruz is crude. Canelo is more crafty. He's got more IQ. But Pitbull Cruz can get boxed up. So, yeah. Listen. The odds are... Canelo is a good favourite. I think you can get Crawford at 2-1. I wouldn't touch that with a barge pole, to be honest. The only benefit... Well, then again, Canelo, this is the thing you see. Initially, I'd have said, well, Turkey's best friends with Crawford. Right. Yeah, Turkey's best friends with Crawford. So, the judges will sway towards Crawford. But now I'm thinking, Turkey's got Canelo in a 4-fight deal. Oops. He's planning all these big fights with Eubank, and he obviously wants his man Hamza Shiraz to get them belts. Oops. If Turkey wants Hamza Shiraz to get them belts, he doesn't want to be paying Canelo 4 fights if Crawford wins. That's no good, is it? Canelo's good for nothing, really. If he loses the belts to a 147-pounder, all them fights like Hamza, they go out the window. No one's interested in seeing Crawford versus Hamza, right? I wouldn't have thought so. If Crawford somehow nicked the fight on points against Canelo, Crawford's going to relinquish the belts anyway. So I'd argue now the incentive for Turkey is for Canelo to win and beat Crawford. Oops. Anyway, one argument is, again, we don't know how soft Crawford is, but based on this evidence we have, you can't say he's going to be light in the back. But then again, I want to see quickly some clips of Canelo versus Charlo, just to see how the sizes looked, because Charlo was coming up from 154, which is essentially-ish what Crawford's doing now. Crawford's going from Madrimov to 168. So let's see, is there a noticeable difference between Canelo and... I mean, Canelo looks a bit smaller, if I'm honest. Obviously, he's got less height, but maybe this angle's best. Yeah, there's not much in it. You wouldn't say, yeah, Canelo's mogging him, but did it matter, is the point. If we say Jamal Charlo's more or less the same size as Canelo in the ring, it didn't make a scrap of difference. Yeah, your physiology... When you spend time at a weight class, your physiology is used to that particular weight class. You go 2 weight classes up, it just goes straight. When in vibrations, that force just ripples through your body. I'm not sure you can prepare for that in one camp. Some of these karate type dudes, they bang their hands on rocks. And over time, the bones kind of micro fracture, and they grow back stronger, or wood or whatever. When you've been a career 168 pounder, or you've been in it for the last 5 years, you're used to taking big heavy shots more often. So you become accustomed to it. Your central nervous system's accustomed to it. I guess you can argue, well, YB, Crawford probably spars big dudes all the time. Is it consistent though? Are you consistently getting in there? Canelo goes in there with cruiserweights for sparring sometimes. Probably not. If you're at 147, on an average case basis, Crawford's not going to be sparring guys bigger than Canelo's been sparring. So that central nervous system stimulation of being whacked to the body or whacked on the arm by a big dude, Canelo's seasoned in that division. Nothing for me really explains why Jamal Charlo's all hunched up. And even Callum Smith, who's been career 168 pounder, he felt something. He didn't want to know no more. He didn't want to know. But yeah, it's an interesting fight. We've still got 7 months, so there'll be no excuse that Crawford didn't have time to prep. It is a bit questionable that he's not having a fight, though. I don't know what that's about, to be honest. He should be having a fight. I don't understand the logic there. Oh, I'm not going to have a fight. I'm just going to train for a year. Canelo already said, I want to be active. I want to get out at least once before. Which makes sense to me, but listen. We'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts. People, smash the like button, subscribe. Look off the bell, 100%. And one last thing, actually. Some people say Crawford should come in light and just move and run. You know what? I'd probably argue that, There's no point. But look at Usyk. Usyk never said, I'm going to put a bunch of weight on and compete with these guys. You're never going to compete with Canelo for strength. Crawford's edge will be speed. His best bet's coming in there on fight night. Probably 168. Yeah, at best. Or wherever he feels comfortable walking around, he should get in the ring. He shouldn't be trying to bulk and be really heavy. When you've got that 168 pound Mexican pressure on you, your legs are going to burn out quick. And then you're really argued. He wants to use his speed, his movement. Those are what's primary. I hope Crawford ain't thinking, yeah, I'm going to knock this carrot top out and I'm going to go punch with him. Because from what I saw with Madrimov, he'll be fish food. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, like for the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this. Some people stop it.